I will open us up. This resolution is an acknowledgement of Trans Day of Remembrance, which is this week. And I will not read the entire resolution, but these words are important, and so I do want to read from the resolution. Whereas on Transgender Day of Remembrance on November 20th, 2025, and annually, the City of Cleveland will gather as a community to honor and uplift the memory of those transgender individuals whose lives were taken by hate and violence. Whereas together with our community, this council remembers their lives with love, acknowledges the pain of their absence, and recommits to creating a future where all can live safely, openly, and fully. And whereas trans existence is a testament to authenticity and courage, a reflection of the strength it takes to live fully and openly in a world that does not always make space for it. Every act of showing up as oneself is a dedication of hope and self-love. Whereas this council reaffirms the city's commitment to transgender equality and laws enacted and codified that protect our LGBTQ+ community against discrimination. For example, Cleveland Codified Ordinance Sections 66701, 66705, and 66302 prohibit discrimination in places of public accommodation and employment because of sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity and expression, along with other protected classes. I want to acknowledge also our city's LGBTQ coordinator, Carrie Gibbons. Where's Carrie?
That when we stand up for the most vulnerable in our community, it's not to subtract from the vulnerability of others, but rather to build towards a collective liberation that we all need. And truly, our trans community has been on the forefront of that work, just like so many other vulnerable communities throughout Cleveland's history. So I want to say thank you.
I just want to say that this is so important because representation is important. The lives of trans individuals matters. Whether you're out or you're not out, it is so important that you know that you matter. And when we put forth legislation like this, it shows youth, it shows adults, it shows individuals who are in this work, outside of this work, who are trans, who are transitioning, that they matter. That just acknowledge the fact that we have no more queer representation here on council anymore. And so for this to be the last piece of legislation that Councilwoman Spencer is representing, that Councilwoman Moore is representing, that I'm representing, that you do not forget the lives of LGBTQ+ individuals, that they are very much a part of the fabrics of not just American history, but Cleveland history, and they deserve to have space, not just in these walls, but they deserve to have space in our communities. They deserve to have space in our schools. The LGBT Community Center was one of the first schools or centers to have a school of one, to have a school specifically for LGBTQ youth. And a lot of people don't understand that information or how important that was for us to bring that to the city of Cleveland, to know that children, they matter, and whether they're queer or they're figuring out where they're at in their lives, that they have a space that they can come to. And so I'm proud to sit here and represent not just this community, but to stand with all of the individuals besides me and behind me to represent this. And I just want to acknowledge all the individuals who are working at the LGBTQ Community Center. I know I was working in the middle of the pandemic. It is hard work. It is such hard work. And they show up every day for the individuals in this community. And I just want to thank them so much, and thank you to my fellow councilwomen for showing up in this way. Thank you.